buckets outside. So if, for whatever reason, the feed cuts out and I lose power, I will let you guys know through my cell phone. Hopefully it doesn't happen. Without lights, I really can't run the break. If it's like an internet issue and I keep power, I'll hop on my phone and run it through my phone. I'm just giving you guys a heads up because it is a monsoon outside right now. And the one time I don't warn somebody, it ends up cutting out. And the time I do warn somebody, we'll be fine. So I'm just hoping that I'm just jinxing it and we will be perfectly fine. The link for YouTube. And see, how is the volume? Is the volume good? Because I know last night people were having an issue with the volume. So is the volume actually good, or do I need to actually up the gain? Oh no, the volume is definitely low. Let me up the. Let me up the gain. I was gonna say. I mean, I guess my volume. Oh no, my volume is max. So I will up. I will up the gain a little bit and see if that helps. Let's see if that helps with the gain a little bit. Hopefully that should work, and it sounds better. It sounds a little bit better. All right, we'll keep it at that level. I'll even up it a little bit more. Maybe, like I said, maybe Streamlabs finally figure out how to fix whatever was going on, because they were had it to where like if you weren't like whispering, dude, it was picking up so much volume at one point in time. Maybe they fixed whatever was going on in the background, which is always good to know. Let's get a little bit of a lint roll here. We will get into finest. I'm waiting for people to join into the break. Trinity will probably run right around 11:15. I thought it was going to be earlier, but I underestimated how long that Pokemon break would take. I thought that Pokemon break was only going to take an hour. It took a little bit longer than an hour. So. Okay, sounds good. Yeah, before though, remember like a couple weeks ago, it was loud as hell. We have Charm City, Cal Ripken Jr. here on the 8 boxes. I didn't want it to be overly loud because like no one wants to hear the cracking. And remember, it was giving like weird echoes and noise, so I didn't want to do that. And that's why I had it less than that. But yeah, next time let me know if the volume's low. I can always adjust it. Like I said, worst case scenario, I did not share the YouTube link. Oh no, I did share the YouTube link. Did I share the YouTube link? I shared the YouTube link. Okay, let's get rolling. 8 boxes, obviously 2 autographs per box. Probably going to be 17 autographs total in the case, as it seems to be. We've always had a finest moments that has accompanied the case. Both of the mixers are pretty close to filling. I think there's 4 teams left, maybe on the one mixer. I was going to say, and then that's a pick your team. Then I think the spots, the random teams, which the random teams break is actually a really good price if you add everything up, but I believe the random teams break is maybe 5 or 6 spots, maybe 10 spots. It's less than 10, I think. But if we don't fill that tonight, we'll run it tomorrow. Not the end of the world. I will throw up another pick your team mixer tomorrow. Just because I might try to do multi-year random teams mixer. We're throwing some of that 5-star 2023 museum collection. Maybe. Obviously, the Orioles are going to be pricey because you get Gunnar and Adley added in there. You know, it's too good. I mean, Gunner's a stud. We have Machado, Wynn, Abrams, Langford, Devers. We have PCA out of 250. We're going to have Jimenez, Luciano, Caminero, Shota, Grayson Rodriguez, Doyle, Pasquantino, Alvarez, Kierstad, Wyatt Langford out of 200. Byron Buxton. We have Ronnie Mauricio out of 99. And we got Shota on the autograph. Ran a rookie heater right there, boy. Going to the Cubs, 66 out of 150 on the Shota Imanaga. Ronnie Mauricio out of 99 for the Mets, which is going to go to Nathan Zaran. The Shota is going to the Cubs and Chad in his first break. PCA also going to the Cubs. Chad, you know, got to butter Chad up so he gets in more breaks. We got the Wyatt Langford out of 200 for the Rangers. Going to go to Phillip Lemons and the Rangers. We have Schneider, Pena, Lindor, Henry Davis, Logan Webb, Caminero, McCutcheon out of 99 on the blue. Christopher Morel, Mays. We're going to have A.J. Smith-Sauver on the autograph. Going to the Braves on the base. And Brian Ward. How you been doing, Austin? I was going to say, I feel like you haven't been able to watch too many breaks lately. Had to work a bunch of hours from taking off for the wedding, or just haven't been catching the breaks? McCutcheon going to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and I believe that's Patrick grabbed them this time again. We're going to have Freeman, Kershaw, Ramirez, Moreno, Acuna Jr., PCA, McLean. We have Arrays, Guerrero, Evan Carter, Buxton, Green, Wisdom, Rafaela, Kierstad, and Caminero. We're going to have Hunter Green, Sal Frelick, Alvarez, Yamamoto, Cease, DeLuca, Ruiz, Churio, Royce Lewis, Shohei, Colt Keith out of 15. The Tigers have been absolutely mopping it up. We have Freeman, Mauricio, Luciano, and Rocchio. I know it's been different guys grabbing the Tigers, but man, if you've had the Tigers in the last like 3 breaks. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. I hope it's a rough day because of work, not a rough day because of personal stuff, because I know your job can be rough too. Colt Keith on the orange, but the Tigers have been in fuego. 9 out of 75. The purple X-Fractor for the Reds. And that's going to be the first box. Do they get to play the whole Orioles game before it rained? Or is it on rain delay? We have Max Kepler, Snell, Varsho, Colt Keith, Ozzy Albies on the 2 out of 5 Fiesta. Going to Brian Ward. And the Braves. You better take that comment back about A.J. Smith-Sauver, buddy-o. Talking about him being ass. Nice Fiesta out of 5 right there. We're going to have Kierstad out of 250. Seager, Bellinger, Frelick, Gray, Ellie, Henderson, CES, Melendez, Harper, Curtis Mead on the purple, Westberg on the X-Fractor. We're going to have Noelvi Marte on the finest, James Outman for the Dodgers. That's going to go to Austin. I know that's his initials. James Outman. He hasn't been pitching well at all this year, though, has he? He has been pretty terrible, if I'm not mistaken. Chris Sale has been phenomenal, and now there's people asking if he should be a Hall of Famer, which is unique, I guess. We got 12 out of 200. And Kierstad. How's the beginning of that Filth Bomb merger been? I haven't been paying attention. Nor do I really care in the sense of, like, it doesn't really affect me. I'm just curious. We have Gonzalez, Carter, Perez, Yamamoto, Mead. Tatis Jr., Yamamoto again, Contreras, Carroll. We have J.P. Martinez for the Rangers. $67 out of 75 on the blue X-Fractor. I think that's like, mergers like that I think personally are like so bad for the hobby, man. Like, because what happens is you just create a bunch of like essentially big box store breakers that are going to have high ass prices. Like, because you can't go anywhere else to get all the good stuff. We got Nimmo. We have Lee, Verlander, Jimenez, Morel, Sal Frelick. We have Henry Davis, Bobby Witt Jr. We're going to have Piazza, Aaron Judge, and C.J. Abrams. We have Noelvi Marte, Albies, Jimenez, Bobby Witt Jr., Judge, Logan Webb, Yelich, Got Corbin Burns, Corbin Carroll. We have Chisholm Jr., Reynolds, Jollof, Correa, Jung, Foscue, Soto, Machado, Cowser, Churio, and Burns. That's going to be box number 2. $19 out of $125 for the Yankees and Jason Baker. Juan Soto. Then we get the Manny Machado on the 131 out of 250. Into box 3. That's just my opinion on it. I mean, I think it's just like the same thing whenever like Nick got Joe and what's the other dude's name at Best Card Break? Zach to come and work for him. Like, I mean, obviously guys have to have product to even be able to break. So like, I understand why the guys like merge with a bigger guy. Like, I don't not understand their point of view from it. I just think it's not good for the hobby. I think there should just be product more spread out, in my opinion. Because I think competition and different size breakers and shops and everything is like what makes the hobby what the hobby is. We have Christian Yelich, Castellanos, Gunnar Henderson, gonna have Ellie, CES, Gabriel Moreno on the purple X-Fractor, Curtis Mead. We have Henry Davis, PCA on the arrivals, Lee, Butler, Castillo, Seager, Contreras, Kyle Harrison, Meneses. We have Dylan Cease, Jung. We have Lawrence Butler, who's been having a fantastic year. 48 out of 75 on the green. Especially because like Middle America makes up such a big part of the hobby. Maybe not like money-wise, like the coasts might have more money just because like the East Coast and the West Coast in general have more money like tied into the hobby, right? Like, I'm sure New Yorkers have more spending potential than like someone in North Dakota, right? Just based off of salaries. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but I would make an assumption that that's probably how it is because there's just more money being thrown around in major cities and in rural areas. But the Midwest is such like a small town, small shop, local business, like small business, veterans, etc. Right? We had the Meneses out of 75, and it was out of 150 on the Moreno. And I mean, you're a Midwest boy, Austin, so maybe you can tie me in if I'm like completely thinking outside of the box or not really correct. But you guys don't want to support the Walmarts or whatever. You want to go buy food from your local grocer, like Guerrero Jr. We have Lee, Verlander, Jimenez, Morel. Now, you'll buy from Walmart on certain things just because like you're not going to go find the TV at Jimbo's TV shop or whatever. We have Bichette, because there isn't one. We have Seth Lugo, Reynolds, Soto. We have 80 out of 150 in the Curtis Mead. But you much more as a population and like a general consensus and obviously a generalization would like to buy from a smaller breaker, somebody that's like 80 out of 150, like not a big box store essentially, or the equivalent of that. We get Seth Lugo out of 158 out of 200. We have Rojas, MJ Melendez. But in general, and this comes for all people, they want to feel like a person and that you value them as their person, you value their opinion, you value their friendship and their interaction compared to just being a number in a big old cog of you're a guy with a head with a wallet that's spending money at cards and hopefully you hit something. But, and I'm not using certain words because I don't want them to be on live stream because I don't ever want to get flagged for what is essentially illegal, Kepler and Snell, because this is not illegal, but what I'm trying to say is it's tied into something that's owned by, let's say, the Horseshoe or Caesar's Palace. We have Colt Keith, Justin Foscue. We have 128 out of 200 on the blue. Nobody wants to feel like they're just some number in that game. Justin Foscue on the blue out of 200 for the Rangers. We have Chris Bryant, Curtis Mead. We're going to have Zach Jollof, Victor Scott, Cabrian Hayes, and Zach Jollof again. have Correa, Jung, Foscue. We have Kierstad on the refractor. Jaloff on the refractor. We have Harris and Tatis Jr., Spencer Steer. Sal Frelick, Carter, Perez, Yamamoto, Mead. We have MJ Melendez on the sky blue. Swanson, Ellie De La Cruz, Clayton Kershaw on the green out of 75, and Yanner Diaz. No, Brad, I agree. What I was trying to get at is I think that just pretty much, without saying the G word, we have 241 out of 325. I think whenever you start to get really big break conglomerates, that's what it turns into. It turns into an operation that's more like a casino than it is a card shop. And there's already that negative connotation that people consider this gambling whenever it's not even close to what gambling is. Oh, did you move to the Midwest? No, you still live in Maryland, don't you? Hold on, man. Oh, and trust me, I know that Walmart and big box stores buy out and ruin small businesses. We're not even going to have that argument because that's just the way it is. I feel that pressure. I'm not even in the convenience store business. I feel that pressure just from a card shop sense of like I was talking to somebody the other day, like I almost just have to buy stuff even if I am unsure about it. Just like there's OTE, overtime elite basketball that I know I have to go buy tomorrow. Like I'm not going to buy all whatever 10 cases they offered me, but we have Cowser, Bryant, Harper, J-Rod, Guerrero Jr., Kierstead on the Purple X-Fractor, Kepler, PCA, Dominguez, Mitchell, Scuball, Luis Robert, Mountcastle, Murphy, Perez. We're going to have Caminero. We have Wynn, Henderson, Darryl Strawberry on the autograph for the Mets. Now, if anybody's going to want some personal OTE boxes for basketball, let me know because I'll sell them suckers for what I paid for. We have Darryl Strawberry. Junior Caminero. Are you talking about Blez? I was going to say. That's the only person I can think of is in Vegas. Unless you're talking about Leighton. But Leighton isn't in Vegas anymore. Weren't they originally in Vegas and moved out down to Florida? We have Jackson Holiday, Wilson Contreras, Yelich, Castellanos, Ellie, Ramirez, Bryant, Snell, Tucker, Canzone, and Chris Bryant. See, the only thing I can say about Blez and why I don't mind Blez is because Jared's actually somebody that speaks up for smaller breakers and realizes there has to be an ecosystem. But you guys don't see that aspect of it from the back end. Like, he realizes it can't just be all big breakers. There has to be little guys. Like, he's not oblivious to that. Where some people just think it should just be like the 10 big dogs and everybody else can go die on a hill. We have Mike Trout, Carroll, Butler, Castillo, Seager. Ooh. That would be an oil spill Jackson Holiday. Just the uncommon, but nonetheless, nice hit for the O's and Dennis Dubiel. Oh, I don't disagree that their breaks are expensive. I'm not saying that aspect. I'm saying from like the reason I don't have an issue with doing that is because they realize there has to be smaller breakers. We have Garrett Mitchell, Frelick. We have Clemente, Arrays, Varsho, Keith, Lee, Verlander, Jimenez, Churio, Dalton Varsho, Witt Jr., Corbin Burns, Strider, Henderson, CES, Melendez, Kepler, Snell, Lawler, Schneider, Yamamoto. We're going to have Zach Allen. And we're going to have a 22 out of 25 Juan Soto on the baseball's finest. Nice hit there for the Yankees. A Lawler for the Diamondbacks and the 29 out of 250. What the fuck? Hold on 1 second. Did someone hack my account to play solitaire? Maybe my brother's on my name. I'm assuming that's my brother's on my Microsoft. I just got a message saying I got an achievement for Xbox, and I'm like, well, I'm not playing Xbox right now, so that's problematic. I'll just have to look into that. I mean, are you also mad that Real Breaks gets 150 cases? And that Nick gets 50 cases? As long as you keep the same energy for all the big breakers, I'm okay with it. We have Jackson Holiday, Leiter, Nola, Alvarez, Remilliard. We have Lee, Evan Carter, Bogarts, Langford, Sal Frelick, Cole, Rodriguez, Canzone, Barrios. I have Pete Alonso, Logan Webb, Julian. We're going to have the finest timeline. Then we're going to have the 2 out of 10 Gunnar Henderson on the finest So Bright on the Black. Going to Dennis and the Orioles. Huge hit there. Let me get a new sleeve on this because the sleeve's a little dented. Oh, that's not a mark. That's the line on his jersey. They were up for a while, too. Logan Webb, 82 out of 250. 253 out of 325 on the Lee. Hold on, let me text my brother and make sure he's playing solitaire. We have Swanson, Arenado, Shota. Sorry about that. Jackson Merrill, Tyreek Skubal, Rillamuto, Brian Reynolds, and Yuri Perez. We have Trey Turner. We're going to have Trey Cabbage on the 30 out of 50. Yeah, I tried to post the other Star Wars, but I guess it probably wasn't in the right price range. You got 30 out of 75. I can try to run a half case of Breakers the Light. It has definitely more hits in it, but a larger chance of getting like completely skunked. We have Wells, Suzuki, Cabbage, Jadon, Pereira, Luciano, Patrick Wisdom, Rochio. We have Rafaela, Curtis Mead out of 125, Caminero, Harper, J-Rod, Guerrero Jr., Mike Trout, and Corbin Carroll. We have Rafaela, Yamamoto, Riley, Trout, Rodriguez, Robert Jr., Mountcastle, Murphy, Cowser, Bryant, Tatis, Evan Carter. We're going to have Gehrig, Shiano, and O'Neal Cruz. Six out of 150. Out of 125. And 83 out of 250. We have a Rays, Will Smith, Green, Detmers. Dude, Finest has been excellent in general. I don't think there's been... no clue when Cosmic comes out, but it's definitely coming. Gilded, I got no clue, man. We have Green out of 50, Castellanos. We have Caminero, Lawler, Canario, Tatis Jr., Rosarena, Gore, McNeil, Arenado, Brenton Doyle. Out of 325, we have Lindor, Kershaw out of 99, Lane Thomas, 28 out of 50 for the Nationals. They haven't even shipped my Pristine yet, and that comes out Friday. I mean, I know it's coming out. They just haven't shipped it yet. I got to see if I can get more than 4 cases. Let's see if I can maybe double up and get 8. We have Lane Thomas, 20 out of 50. 8 out of 50 on the Riley Green. Run mixers probably until Friday. 235 out of 325. We got Clayton Kershaw, 99 out of 99 for the Dodgers on the blue baseball's finest. It's kind of a dope card, Austin. Probably not worth a ton, but it's just sick that it's a color match, the 99 out of 99. We have Manning, Alvarez, Machado, Wynn, Abrams. We have Rojas on the purple. Correa. Matt Olson, Samad Taylor for the Royals on the green. That's going to be a 58 out of 75 for the Royals. But no, Brad, I have no clue when those are releasing. I know they've already given me the allocation for Bowman Chrome, which is 10 cases of HTA and 10 cases of Hobby. So hopefully we can crush those. 193 to 200. They're going to try to ram at least one more wave down my throat. So we really need to crush Bowman Chrome, or I'm going to be crushed. We have Lawler. Lawler again. Goriel Jr., Rodriguez, Doyle. So get all your Bowman family and friends in here. We have Kevin Gausman on out of 99. Jackson Holiday and Refractor. Trout. Tatis Jr., Neto, Acuna Jr., PCA, Pena, Lindor, Davis, and Judge. Gosman on the 12 out of 99. We have Ellie on the X-Fractor. Lawler, Dominguez, Abreu, Wyatt Langford, Devin Williams, Kershaw, Ramirez, Moreno, Shiano, Schwarber, McLean, Carter, and we're going to have Adley Rutschman. Shiano on the sky blue. $245 out of 250. I actually think, based on what the checklist is, and I think they added more rookie autographs this year, I think the price will actually hold up at least above what it was the last couple years. Maybe not. By then, we should, hopefully by next month, we should at least have a somewhat couple hundred person following on Whatnot, and they'll help knock that out. We have Royce Lewis, Otani, Green, Wisdom, Rafaela, CES, Gunnar Henderson. We have Mazeroski, Mead, Otani, Webb, DeLuca, Ruiz, Jackson Churio. We have Jackson Churio again, Fernando Tatis, Jones, Soto. We have Nick Gonzalez in the 144 out of 150 on the sky blue autograph to the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Patrick. Out of 49 on the Tatis Jr., 92 out of 150 on the CES. For the Reds, we're going to have Meadows, Barrios, Holiday, Leiter, Nola, Amaya, Jackson Chury on the 49 out of 200 for the Brewers. That's going to go to Jason. CES, it's going to be Nolan Ryan, Carson Spires, Tatis Jr., Kierstad, Caminero, Cole, Rodriguez, Canzone, DeLuca, Yu Darvish, Bobby Witt Jr. We're going to have Ellie out of 125 on the purple, 58 out of 125 to the Reds. Spires also to the Reds. Going to go to Kyle Wellman. Senga, Pereira, Luciano, and Arenado. We have Shota, Merrill, Ruiz, Melendez. I think he was just taking a rest day. We have Wynn, Cowser, Springer, Alvarez, Remilliard, Suzuki, Cabbage, J-Dom, Snell, Correa, Yoshida. We have Harrison and Goldschmidt. $115 out of 3/25. 153 out of 250. Getting into Yamamoto, Mead, Reynolds, Jolloff. We got Hanley Ramirez for the Marlins, 31 out of 50. That's going to go to Brandon Kelly. And the Marlins on the gold. Chris Bryant out of 150. Colt Keith, Shohei, Marte, Witt Jr., Morel, Frelick, Carter, Perez, Robert, Trey Cabbage. Have Witt Jr., Wyatt Langford, Nick Gonzalez, 10 out of 99 on the blue. Out of 99 on the blue X-Fractor for Cabbage, and Brian out of 150. Got PCA, Jimenez, Witt Jr., Judge, Tatis Jr., Steele, Riley, Lee, Volpe. We have Schwarber, Austin Hayes, Correa, and Josh Jung. Hayes on the 23 out of 125 for the purple. I have a 65 out of 200 the Braves. Foscue, Marte, Albies, Royce Lewis, Shota. Gonna have Lee, Kershaw, Lindor, Riley Green, Devers, Detmers, Lawler, Gurriel Jr., Shohei, Verlander, Wynn, Caminero. We have Wynn again, Rosarena, Gore, McNeil, Arrays, Will Smith, Castillo, Ronnie Mauricio, McCutchen, Cowser, and Yu Darvish. So is he an Astros fan and you're a Rangers fan? Is that how that, like, how does that even work? How do you guys grow up in the same household in like two different teams in Texas? We have 108 out of 325 for the Castillo for the Mariners. That's going to be the break. Let's do a quick recap of the hits. We'll run the case of Trinity after this. Probably be live around 11:30. He said talk shit consistently. We have Webb out of 250, Lawler out of 250, Bryant out of 20, Kierstead out of 150, Caminero out of 99, Melendez out of 325, Kershaw out of 75, Foscue out of 200, Lugo out of 200, Meneses out of 75, Moreno out of 150. We have Machado out of 250, Soto out of 125, Kierstead out of 250, Mead out of 200, McLean out of 75, out of 99, McCutchen, PCA out of 250, Castillo out of 325, Mauricio out of 125, Riley out of 200, Bryan out of 150, Cabbage out of 99, Blake Snell out of 250, Correa out of 325. We have Ellie out of 125 on the finest rookies. We have Churio out of 200, CES out of 150, Tatis out of 49, Shiano out of 250, Gosman out of 99, Rojas out of 200, Kershaw out of 99. We have out of 325, Doyle, Green out of 50, Evan Carter out of 250, Mead out of 125, Tatis Jr. out of 150, Bryan out of 75, and Lee out of 325. I have Hayes out of 125, Spires on the base, Taylor out of 75, Lane out of 50, Darryl Strawberry on the base, and JP Martinez on the base. Getting into the hit board. Really no particular order of good or bad. Cole Keith out of 15 on the orange. We have Nick Gonzalez out of 99, Trey Cabbage out of 50, Outman on the base. We have Jackson Holliday on the oil spill, the Fiesta Red out of 5, Albies. We have Smith Saver on the base, Soto out of 25 on the orange finest, Yamamoto out of 75, out of 10, Gunnar Henderson, Future So Bright, Canzone on the refractor, the gold, Hanley Ramirez out of 50 on the finest moments, Mauricio out of 99 on the arrivals, Butler out of 75, Gonzo out of 150, Mead out of 150, Wyatt Langford out of 200, and Shota and Managa for the Cubs out of 150 on the blue. And that's going to be the break, guys. I appreciate y'all as always. See you back here for Leaf Trinity at 11:30ish. as always. Appreciate y'all. Another mixer tomorrow. Obviously this was finest, but we'll throw up another mixer tomorrow. If the mixers don't fill, I'll still throw up at least a pick your team. The random team and pick your team is pretty close to filling. If they fill before Trinity is done, which will probably be around midnight, we'll run it. If not, we'll run it tomorrow. I'll see you guys in a little bit.